in the dim glow of twilight as the river whispered softly through the ancient trees. I found myself lost in Isabella's captivating gray-green eyes that had always held a quiet power over me, touching places deep in my heart I had never dared to explore. At 24, I was no longer the boy she had raised, yet the connection between us felt like a hidden current, pulling me gently towards something profound and life-changing. We had set out on this journey alone, just the two of us on the vast, secluded waterway, after our uncle and aunt had to stay behind because of a family matter. Olivia had encouraged us earlier, saying we could manage the trip ourselves, and she was right, we could handle the boat with ease. But as I guided us upstream, the quiet isolation made every shared glance, every moment of her nearness stir a warmth in my chest that was equal parts wonder and uncertainty. Our yearly river adventures began when I was about 13. A tradition born from Isabella's deep love for the wild beauty of the water. She was 36 now, glowing with a grace that made our bond feel even more precious, like a trusted companion, as much as the one who had guided me through my earliest years. I never knew my father. His absence was filled by grandparents in my childhood, while Isabella focused on her studies. By the time I was 9, she had fully stepped into her role, and when I turned 12, with her accounting degree complete, we made a home of our own. Our relationship had always been close, filled with care and understanding that felt almost like a lifelong friendship. I cherished her more than anyone, and that feeling flowed both ways. But this trip was awakening something new, a gentle, unspoken tenderness that lingered in the air like the soft hum of the engine as we moved farther from the world we knew. The river opened into untouched wilderness, its banks lined with tall trees that seemed to hold timeless secrets. We had supplies for a full week, with small Hermitage stops as our only links to the outside. The boat felt both comforting and intimate, 3 bedrooms, a cozy galley, and wide decks perfect for quiet moments. Isabella busied herself organizing everything below while I steered, the gentle rhythm of the water against the hull echoing the quiet beat of my thoughts. Soon she joined me at the helm, her chestnut hair catching the fading light, her presence bringing a soft warmth that made my heart feel full. "We should find a place to stop soon," she said gently, her voice carrying a note of excitement that wrapped around me like a gentle breeze. We moored in a peaceful, hidden cove, the boat tied securely against the calm current. A deep stillness settled over us, almost magical, broken only by the rustle of leaves and distant calls of birds. It felt as if we had entered a private paradise. Isabella smiled as she pointed out a snake slipping quietly into the water, and I thought of how even the smallest moments here felt meaningful. "Time for a swim," she laughed lightly, her joy lifting my spirit. We changed and slipped into the cool river, the water refreshing every sense. For the first time truly alone together, I saw her in a new light, her graceful movements through the current filling me with quiet admiration. When she climbed back aboard, water glistening on her skin, I found myself momentarily speechless. My heart racing. That evening, dinner passed in a thoughtful quiet, our eyes meeting now and then with a depth that seemed to say so much without words. I looked away at times, a gentle confusion stirring inside. She's the one who raised me, my closest family. Yet the air between us held a tender longing I couldn't quite name. We played Scrabble as we always did, but tiredness came early for her, giving me space to breathe. Sleep didn't come easily for me that night. The gentle rocking of the boat only deepened my swirling thoughts. Morning arrived with the same quiet over breakfast, a soft mist hovering over the water, much like the unspoken feelings between us. We continued upstream, the beautiful scenery drifting by while my mind wandered. Isabella took turns at the helm, sometimes lost in her own thoughts. By afternoon we stopped again, enjoying another swim in the warm, inviting currents. Fishing didn't bring much luck, my attention was elsewhere. As evening drew near, I stepped into the cabin and found the table beautifully set, a white cloth, candles glowing softly in the twilight. "Do you like my dress?" she asked, her voice warm and hopeful. It fit her perfectly, highlighting her natural elegance. "It's beautiful, Isabella," I replied, the shift from mom feeling like the crossing of an invisible threshold. The meal was wonderful, but it was her company I treasured most, the sparkle in her eyes, the gentle ease in her voice. No games that night. Instead, she played soft classical music that filled the space with beauty and calm. As night fell, I headed to bed, but suddenly a fierce storm broke loose. Wind howled, the boat swayed strongly, rain pounded the roof. Then I heard her call my name, her voice carrying a note of need through the chaos. Wrapping a towel around myself, I hurried to her cabin. Objects had shifted in the rocking, and she looked relieved when I arrived. "The porthole is stuck, can you close it?" she asked. I secured it quickly, but as I turned to leave, her soft words stopped me. "Please, don't go." My heart pounded like the storm outside. I turned to face her, emotions rising like waves of affection, uncertainty, and a deep caring all blending together. "Isabella," I whispered, the world shrinking to just the two of us in that intense moment. She reached out gently, her eyes filled with a quiet longing that mirrored my own. "Darling, I can't hold back these feelings anymore," she whispered, her voice trembling slightly in the storm's fading roar. The thunder outside began to soften, yet the emotions between us grew stronger, pulling us into an embrace that felt like the beginning of something beautiful and irreversible. Doubts melted away in that moment, replaced by a deep tenderness that wrapped around us like a warm blanket. As the winds calmed, we held each other close, the boat's gentle sway lulling us into a peaceful sleep. While a soft uncertainty lingered, what would the new day reveal about the path we had chosen? Morning light filtered through the porthole, painting the river in golden hues. Fish jumped playfully, sending ripples across the glassy surface, and birds filled the air with cheerful songs of renewal. I woke in Isabella's cabin, her warmth still lingering nearby, though she had risen earlier. From the galley came her soft humming, a light, joyful melody that tugged at my heartstrings. I joined her, drawn by that familiar comfort, and found her preparing breakfast with a radiant smile. Our eyes met, and in that silent exchange, everything felt understood. The night had deepened our connection, opening a door to emotions we had both carried quietly for so long. Over breakfast on the deck, the world seemed fresh and full of promise. The earthy scent of the river blended with warm coffee, awakening my senses in a way that felt brand new. Isabella's hand brushed mine lightly, sending a gentle wave of affection through me, a quiet reminder of the closeness we had discovered. "Let's not travel far today," she suggested softly, her tone carrying a warmth that invited lingering. I nodded, sharing the unspoken wish to savor this time. We moved upstream slowly, just for a short while, the engine's steady rhythm accompanying our easy conversation. Memories of past trips now colored with a deeper layer of care and understanding. We found a beautiful spot to moor, where a soft sandy bank met clear, shallow waters warmed by the sun. Laughter filled the air as we swam together, splashing playfully, each moment strengthening the joyful bond between us. The water felt refreshing and alive, heightening the simple happiness of being together without the world watching. When we climbed back aboard, we rested on the deck, letting the sun dry us while our gazes held steady, speaking of the affection that needed no words. In this peaceful isolation, every shared smile and quiet glance became a treasure, deepening the emotional tie that had blossomed so naturally. Later, I busied myself with small tasks around the boat, like replacing an old light bulb on the front deck. Isabella watched from nearby, her presence a steady comfort until she joined me for a simple lunch. Conversation flowed freely now without the earlier hesitation, yet filled with gentle affection that made my heart feel light. As the afternoon softened, she suggested resting, and we retreated to the cabin, finding comfort in quiet closeness, soft words, and tender touches easing us into a peaceful nap. The river's rhythm cradling us like an old friend. I woke first, leaving Isabella to sleep soundly, her face peaceful in the gentle light. On deck, I made cheese sandwiches, enjoying the calm while watching ducks play near a fallen log, their simple joy mirroring the contentment growing inside me. Still, a practical thought surfaced. Our extended time here meant supplies would run low sooner than planned. When Isabella awoke, looking refreshed and beautiful, I mentioned it carefully. Her eyes lit with determination as she suggested pushing farther each day to reach the upstream city sooner, then returning slowly. Her enthusiasm was catching, pulling me deeper into the shared journey of the heart. That day, we stayed anchored, walking the shore hand in hand, fingers intertwined in a gesture that felt both natural and profound. Evening came softly, and though part of me wondered about returning to separate cabins, the thought of distance felt too heavy. Instead, we shared the night in quiet closeness, emotions rising gently like the evening tide. The next morning brought renewed energy as we continued upstream, the river revealing breathtaking views that now served as the backdrop to our unfolding story. A brief delay at a narrow passage gave us hours to talk deeply, sharing dreams, hopes, and gentle fears that only strengthened the threads of care binding us. Soon, the city appeared ahead, nestled where rivers met. We navigated carefully, mooring at the busy pier amid the sounds of daily life. Stepping into civilization felt sudden yet exciting. Simple errands like shopping for supplies carried a secret thrill because of the bond we now shared. That evening, dinner at a quiet restaurant let us sit together like any close companions, her occasional smile across the table warming me from within. Laughter came easily, conversation flowing with wine, yet always underlined by that gentle affection. Promising more quiet moments once back on the boat, the return journey began the next day. Relaxed and unhurried, with short travels leaving plenty of time for walks, swims, and peaceful reflection. Above all, we cherished the growing closeness, tender, heartfelt, deepening with each passing day. As home grew nearer, gentle questions rose like distant clouds. How would this beautiful connection fit into everyday life beyond the river's embrace? On our last night aboard, Isabella spoke softly of it, her voice carrying quiet strength. I know this goes against many expectations, but I'm ready to hold on to what we've found. Her words settled warmly, her hand resting over my heart. Thoughts of possible challenges flickered, family reactions, old friendships, but the choice felt clear. Isabella, could we continue this way at home? If it ever feels too heavy, I'll step back. She agreed with a gentle sigh, asking only for faithfulness in return. Relief filled the space between us, yet as sleep came, a quiet wonder remained. Would the world beyond the river truly understand the depth of what we had discovered? Word count 900, back home, John back home. Everything settled into place quietly at first. No one noticed the gentle shift in our closeness. The biggest change was how I chose to stay home more often, drawn to Isabella's side by an invisible thread of affection. Our days filled with everyday routines, yet woven through them were quiet moments of tenderness, her smile across the room, a soft touch that spoke of the river's lasting gift. About a month later, one evening in the living room, her voice grew soft with emotion. "Darling, I believe I'm going to have a baby," she said, her eyes searching mine. The words caught me by surprise, leaving me silent for a moment. Seeing a flicker of hurt in her expression, I realized how much she needed my reassurance. I quickly gathered my thoughts, apologizing for my hesitation, my youth showing in that brief pause. Sleep that night was restless, my mind turning over all the unknowns ahead. By morning, a calm resolve had settled in my heart. I found her in the kitchen, sunlight highlighting her beauty, and pulled her into a warm embrace. "If this is what you truly want, I'm here with you fully, without holding back. I'll stand by you and our child, as your devoted companion." Tears came then, washing away any lingering doubt, drawing us even closer in shared hope. The first to hear were our uncle and aunt during a relaxed visit. They accepted the news with warm smiles, assuming everything naturally. "It's about time," my aunt said kindly, her words revealing they had sensed our deep bond long before the trip. Their quiet support filled me with gratitude and, for the first time, a proud joy at the thought of becoming a father. We moved through the months ahead with gentle happiness, Isabella's natural glow growing more radiant. Our connection strengthened by small acts of care and whispered dreams, inspired by her journey. I began studying accounting, eventually joining her growing firm as a partner. Working together from home gave us precious time as our family expanded, first one child, then another, and soon a third on the way. The business flourished, our partnership as smooth in work as it was in life. Challenges appeared now and then, curious glances from others. The need for careful discussion, but our foundation remained strong, rooted in the solitude that had first brought us together. Looking back, that river voyage felt like the true beginning of our story. From quiet, uncertain glances to open hearts, it revealed a love built on years of trust and care. Isabella's gray-green eyes, once stirring complicated feelings, now filled me with steady peace and devotion. Our life together, though different from many, overflowed with genuine warmth, a quiet celebration of the deepest human connection. Yet, as our family grew, small ripples of the outside world reached us. Old friends sometimes drifted, sensing changes they couldn't name. Practical matters like legal questions hovered in the distance if our full truth ever came to light. One evening, surrounded by the children's happy voices, Isabella shared a quiet worry. What if the challenges become too heavy one day? She asked, her hand in mine. Her vulnerability stirred my protective heart. Though I sensed a faint shadow lingering from our past, something yet to fully resolve, daily life found its gentle rhythm work. Family and the soft affection that colored everything. A quick kiss in the hallway, her hand resting on mine during quiet evenings, these small moments kept our bond alive and warm. The children brought endless joy, their laughter healing any trace of old hesitation. We joined gatherings carefully, always grateful for our uncle and aunt's unwavering support, shielding us from unnecessary questions. As the third pregnancy continued, Isabella's energy softened a little, inviting more tender care from me, back rubs. Shared quiet time that echoed our peaceful days on the river. These moments reaffirmed everything we had built, emotions as deep and real as ever. You've given me a whole new world, she whispered one night, her head against my chest. My heartbeat steady beneath her touch. Then an unexpected letter arrived, an inquiry from distant relatives about family history. Questions that could stir curiosity we'd rather keep private. We talked through it late into the night, her eyes looking to me for strength. We'll face whatever comes together, I promised, holding her close. The river had taught us how to navigate storms, but now, with higher stakes and loved ones to protect, the question remained, would our peaceful haven withstand any stronger currents from the world outside? Years have shaped our life into a beautiful pattern of quiet strength and heartfelt joy. By day we manage numbers in our firm, but evenings truly belong to us, watching our children play, their laughter blending with the memory of the river's song. Isabella's beauty has only deepened with time, those captivating eyes still drawing me into waves of emotion. Our third child arrived with tears of pure happiness, another thread in the tapestry of our bond. In still moments I whisper how she's transformed my life. Met with her gentle smile that reignites the warmth we first found, challenges come like soft echoes of that long ago storm, occasional whispers, the careful dance of discretion. Yet our uncle and aunts stand firmly beside us, and our home remains a sanctuary where love needs no explanation. Rainy evenings sometimes remind us of the boat, bringing back memories of surrender to true feelings. We honor where we began, building forward with unwavering care. Our story teaches that genuine connection can flourish beyond ordinary paths, rooted in emotional truth. But as we dream of future family adventures, a gentle question lingers. Will the wider world ever fully embrace our paradise? Or will love's quiet strength carry us safely through whatever lies ahead? What hidden warmth lies in your own heart, waiting for the right moment to bloom?